as to what Aurobindo has to say. He says evolution is a process. Evolution is a process that is dealing with the three processes, that is widening, heightening, and integration. These three we've already done, right? So evolution is a process which is not just a process of, so not a process of just, you see, integration. It is not just a process of just widening or just heightening. Is this clear? So what it is dealing with is all three of them. I hope this is clear. So he says evolution is not just a process of growing from a lower grade to a higher one. All right. It is not a process. This is not. All right. It is not a process where the lower grades are rejected. This lower grade is rejected. When is it rejected? Once the higher level is achieved. So he says no, it's also not that. It is also not a process where the lower grades are rejected once the higher level or the higher grade is achieved. Rather, what it is that it implies that the lower grade or the lower level or the lower steps are uplifted and transformed. Is this clear? So, in this particular sense only, we'll understand the meaning of integration. For the time being, I want you to understand what evolution is not. It is not a process where one reaches from a lower grade to the higher one. It is definitely not a process where after reaching to the higher level from the lower level, we absolutely reject the lower level or the lower grade or the lower step, right? Rather, he says, evolution is a process where the lower grades or the lower level or the lower step are uplifted and transformed, right? So, in other words, the reason why I've given you this definition here of uplifted and transformed is because, in other words, Aurobindo is trying to explain that, integration means ascending through descent. Very important. Please note it down. Extremely important, right? So, if I simply have to explain it to you, that in very simple words, what is creation in Aurobindo's philosophy? I'll simply say that creation according to Aurobindo's philosophy is a process which is dealing with joy. It's a process that is dealing with ananda. This you have understood, right? It is a process or a game that is called Leela. We have also understood this, right? And it is a process in which the higher descends to the lower and transforms it completely. How does it transform it completely? It transforms it completely in the sense that the lower grade or the lower ascends or the lower step, sorry, rather ascends to the higher grade. So you see, if you just read these one, let me change the color. If you just read these, the ones I've, the lines that I'm putting them in a bracket, that creation is the step where the higher descends, where the higher descends to the lower and transforms it completely, in the sense that the lower ascends to the higher grade. So you see this process. This process is nothing but what he calls creation. I hope this is clear. So we have covered the process of evolution in Aurobindo's philosophy. Some of the important things that you need to remember is that evolution is a process that is dealing with three processes, right? widening, heightening, integration. Very important. Then evolution presupposes involution. He says evolution is only possible. Why? Because involution has already taken place. Extremely important for you to understand, right? Then what you need to understand is that the words, very important words, that is Leela, that is joy, or Ananda. You need to understand that this understanding of evolution, this understanding of creation is also, very close to our, one second, yeah, very close to our understanding of how, the ancient literatures have understood or have described the process of evolution. That is, they call it delight, that creation is nothing but delight. It is only because of delight that we are born. It is only because of delight that we remain in existence, and it is only because of delight that we return back. So you see, all these three stages of life, so to say, are all dealing with one common factor here, that is delight, right? So please remember this. And also from the exam's point of view, an additional tip here is that the closest, you see, if the question comes that the closest philosophy to Aurobindo's understanding of creation is of Vedanta. Is this clear? Is of Vedanta. Why? Because according to Aurobindo, he has written this in one of his texts, that the delight of the world process, or the joy or the ananda of the world process in relation to Sat Chit Ananda or Brahman is called Leela, right? So creation, according to him, is nothing but a manifestation of Brahman. So this is all we'll cover in this lecture today. I want this lecture to help you, basically understand the foundation of Aurobindo's philosophy. In the next lecture, we'll take up all the remaining portions from Aurobindo's philosophy.